the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, the one who bestows boundless compassion and endless blessings upon all creation. Hello and warm greetings to everyone present here today. This is Muhammad Suleiman Ahmadzai with a new session for you, dear friends. Today's lesson is about the voice recorder. We have a voice recorder just like on a mobile phone. It works the same way. For example, if we want to record with the voice recorder is different. It is a voice recorder. The call recorder is separate. It only records when we make a call, but the voice recorder is different. Let's say we want to record a topic. It only records audio. We also have this on the computer. To open it, go to the V category. In the alphabet section, we go to the V category. It's just something that starts with V. There's nothing else. We click on it. The voice recorder opens. Or you can pin it to your start menu, or you can pin it to the taskbar, or you can just do it very simply. Here, just by typing V, the voice recorder app opens. Now we're inside the recorder. The first thing we need to do is give the voice recorder access, because the voice recorder works with the mic. When we speak, the mic on our laptop needs to give access to this application. It needs to grant permission, allow it so I can use it. Otherwise, if we come here and try to record, no matter what we say, if it doesn't have permission, it won't work. So how do we check if the mic has permission or not? When we open it, a mic automatically appears. Well, in this situation, it's possible that it's been disabled. Maybe it's been ignored or permission hasn't been granted for it. For example, in some apps with permission settings, you can prevent a certain app from using your computer's camera or your phone's camera, or from accessing your mic. We can restrict its permission for something. So now, before we record, we do this step. In the section called Ahmadzai, where it has information, you can see the feedback. Here, we go to Microsoft Phone settings inside the settings. A lot of microphone settings will open up. And you only need the settings. It's about the microphone. In the Change Microphone section, you can set it so that we can just turn the microphone on or off. Overall, it's best to always keep it on. The second thing we're asked is, which applications do you want to allow access to the mic? The application that's related to Microsoft itself. The application that's been installed freely. That means both Office apps and even non-Microsoft apps. If we do this, it means we want the application related to Microsoft to have access. So again, you have to specify and do this. Whether it's an app that has access to apps, or even non-Microsoft applications should have access. For now, you need to come here, run it, and turn on the voice recorder. Overall, it's on, meaning if by any chance it's off, then Microsoft won't have any permission at all to use it. When you turn it on, at the time when it opens in this mode, it means there is no recording at all, meaning nothing is being tracked. Usually, if we open it, the system feature opens up. When it opens here, we call this top part the title bar. This part here is called the control box. Here, I know this is called the system menu as we've learned, and this is called the status bar. Alright, for these, you either click on them or press Ctrl+R. When we speak, our voice is being recorded, and if we want, for example, in certain parts where we want to add specific comments, we can create a mark there. In other words, we create a marker. It's called a marker. We can click on this. A marker will be placed in that section. That is important discussions, specific topics that have been addressed. What can we do with you during the session? We can create a point. Ctrl+E is also its shortcut. For example, during a session. It's during a session. Someone is talking about a topic. You have noted down specific key points. Take them with you. You can also, while recording audio, just mark the moments when you realize that this topic is being mentioned again, so you set a mark for yourself. He mentioned a certain topic. Set a mark, a sign in those parts of the audio. If you want to stop the recording completely at a certain point, for example, when the conversation stops, you just stop it at that point. Well, our main goal here was that when you stop, you can play it from here and rewind whenever you want. What happens when we say stop completely? It stops. When we have a recording, when it's in restore mode, it usually opens like this. If it's maximized, here you also have the new record button, so if you want to record another voice, you can just click it and it will continue again. Ctrl+R, well, as we said, is the shortcut for it. When you want to start recording. So, well, when we stop this, right here we have the 3 recordings that have come up for us today. They were recorded on this date, simultaneous recordings. We can change their names, but by default, they're named recording 1, 2, 3. For example, Our first recording is 47 seconds long. The second one is 63 seconds. And the third one is 7 seconds. You can see for each one how long it was recorded. If, for example, you want to go to the original source of any recording you've made, you click here. In the audio player, we have something called Open File Location. It shows us the number, but also the folder where it's saved. We can also go directly to the folder ourselves. There's no need for this. That is, in the File Explorer section, when you open your documents, there's a folder called Some Recordings. All 3 of them are available here. Since it's an audio recording, think of it like your audio tracks. Just double-click on it. Sometimes it opens in the media player. Other times it opens somewhere else. Of course, in the Open With section, you can specify what you want it to open with. We have a dedicated player that only plays audio. If we want, we can open it twice. If you press that, as I said, it's just a media player that only plays audio files. Or we could, for example, tell it to play the file in players like PMC or Windows Media Player, or even in the voice recorder itself, the same voice recorder we used to record it, so it would play the audio for us. So if we click on this, this is its playing mode. It takes you to the editor mode. In this mode, it tells us it's in editor mode. Okay, in this mode, it brings you in. In this mode, whichever voice we click on, here, the title of that voice appears, so we know which voice we are currently listening to. If we want, we can tell it to rename these voices for us so we can understand them more easily. Again, here we click on this. We can rename any voice. For example, let's say these are math lessons, just as an example. Or for instance, C++ lessons, there was a topic we recorded and you want to know, for example, what the subject or title is. For example, my title is CPP, meaning C++, so it was a recording of C++ lessons. You see, when you play it back, we tell it to play at a certain time, when we press Ctrl+ or while we're talking to you. That is, for example, in this part, what should we have done? We should have added a marker, but at that moment during recording, it was forgotten. Now I realize we can just click right here as well, on top of Add Marker, or by pressing Ctrl+M, a marker symbol appears. In addition to playing, it continues again. The reason we've added these markers is so that, for example, when you click on one at a certain time, our pointer jumps to that spot, and all the different topics that were discussed about those things will play again from there. For example, if we go to marker 2 and press play, or marker 3, marker 4, and so on, if any marker is placed incorrectly, we just right-click on it and select Delete this marker. In this way, we can remove the markers one by one from there, or we can use Ctrl+M on the marker that's been created to do the same thing. For example, if we only have one voice track named C++ and we want to delete another voice track, we just click on it. We select Delete and click OK, or we can also right-click to do this. If we choose Delete from there, it will be deleted in the end. From there, we can also rename it if we want. We can share it with someone over the internet, send the voice track, or if we want, have the original source open for us in the app during the conversation as we go along. If we want, we can say that this voice track is 47 seconds long. This is much longer and better. We actually don't want these 20 seconds at the end. We don't want a lot of the parts at the end. We want to shorten this. Again, we go to the trim section and click. In the trim section, we make our selection. Trim itself means cutting or trimming other audio tracks. They call it trim for them. We click. For example, we say, I don't want this much of the video at all, not even the voice. You have to select from it, and if you don't want it, it says cancel. If I wanted it, it says save. Now, from the 47 seconds, it asks a question. When you save this, should it do this to your original file? Meaning, should it trim the original audio, which is 47 seconds, and delete the rest? I say save as copy. Keeps the original 47 seconds and saves the copy as the remaining few seconds. But since we didn't select it from the original correctly, the original stayed at 47 seconds, C++2. The second one was created. We needed the 22-second one. A new video was unfortunately created for us. So what could we do with you from there? To say that we should share it with us. For anyone we want, we can have the main file here that we mentioned. We can select it and delete it. If you delete it from here, it gets deleted, or if you delete it from there, it gets deleted from here too. If you delete it from there, it gets deleted from here as well. And when we go into the voice recorder, again the screen shows that there's nothing here and nothing nearby. And finally, dear friends, we ask that if these videos have been useful to you, please like the videos to support us and help the channel grow. Subscribe to the channel, and we hope to see you in future sessions. Goodbye.